everybody. Welcome back to DSS Break, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm here live every week to talk about data science experiences and best practices with leading data professionals in a nice, quick 15-minute break. I'm Anna Anisin, CEO and founder of Data Science Salon, and I'm streaming from our headquarters located here in the heart of Miami, right next to the Design District. And actually, it's really neat today because I also, we're celebrating Women's Month. And I'm sitting down with Akanksha Mishra, who's also here in Miami. And she is a senior data scientist at Clarivate Analytics. And Akanksha is going to be speaking at our upcoming meetup, which we're really excited about next week, March 21st. She's going to be speaking about AI-driven IP intelligence. And we are going to go and we're going to talk a little bit about that today without giving away too much of her presentation. And we're also going to talk about a little bit about Women's Month as well. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode, Akanksha. It's really great to have you. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's a pleasure being here. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And yeah, we're meeting again after a long time. So
I know last time we were just talking about before going live, we connected at our event in September and we haven't seen each other since. So it's really nice to reconnect and actually be back in person next week. Um, and I'm going to go right ahead and ask you the first question about your career. I know that you started as a system engineer in India, and today you are a senior data scientist here at Clarivate Analytics. Can you tell us a little bit about your career path and kind of how you got to where you are today?
sure, absolutely. So I did my undergrad in electronics engineering in India, where I learned robotics design and coding. And afterwards, I joined Infosys Limited as a systems engineer, still in India, but I learned computer science concepts there. And that's what really got me excited. And I decided that I'll pursue my career in this field. So I got an opportunity to do my master's in computer science from Northeastern University, Boston. And I did my specialization in data. And after doing my master's, I joined Clarivate Analytics. It's a top analytics firm which works in intellectual property data, academia, life sciences data as well. And I have been with the company for over 6 years now.
Nice. No, that sounds really, really interesting. I'm sure you must be doing some really, really cool work there. And what has helped you develop your career in data, I guess, and got you where you are today? Meaning, kind of, did you have mentors or kind of how did you navigate the field? Because I feel like sometimes it can be scary, especially for women to get into this field, right?
Yes, that's actually a really good question. So yes, having mentors is what paved my way as well. But I'll come back to it. I'll start with saying that I consider a data scientist to be like a perfect bridge between business and technology. So they can help translate a business problem in a way which can be solved using technology and then relay those solutions back to the business in an efficient manner. And since I really liked enjoying this communication between the business and technology, and also at the same time solve interesting problems, that's what got me to work in this particular field. And I think that several factors also contributed, like the curiosity to dig deep and a problem solving attitude. Like, how do you take a business problem and from the data analyze the data and look for solutions? So that in itself is like really interesting to work at. But at the same time, I feel that data science is like an ever evolving field, so you need to be keep updated on like the AI advances. For that, you need to read blogs, data science blogs, do some research, like read on whatever's the latest research which is coming in the industry, and also attend some wonderful data science conferences like DSS, where I get the opportunity to see what my peers are doing in this industry, or like in different sectors using AI, like how they are helping the different industries. And then I'll come to the mentorship. Yes, definitely, like having mentors help you in getting that confidence to pave your way, to pave the career path and ambitions, like what you want to do as a data scientist, where you want to go to. And so I had a pleasure meeting and being mentored by like some amazing people from this industry.
That's great. And where did you meet these people? I guess if you don't mind me asking. I mean, like, did you meet
Yes.
them at events mostly, or was it on LinkedIn? Or I guess what is the best way, I guess, for people now that they can go back out there? Uh,
Yes, yes. So I would say that definitely, like conferences like DSS, they are a great source of meeting so many interesting people, really intelligent, cool people to be your mentors. And I would also say that mentorship doesn't have to be like only in the data science field. Maybe you can have mentors from, it's actually good that you have mentors from different industries to get like an overall perspective which will help you grow in your soft skills, not only just technical skills. So yes, LinkedIn, conferences, and also not just be limited to your own team. I would say that a company like Clarivate Analytics is a really big company. Like it's a acquisition of different smaller companies. So I get to meet different people. You reach out to them even though you work from home. You can reach out to them, just send them a quick message saying that welcome to this team, like I'm from this particular team and I'm really interested in learning more about what products or services another team's doing. So can you please help me with that, or can you mentor me, because I'm really interested in going in that direction. So yes, taking initiative is what is necessary.
yeah, no, I think that's really great advice, especially about cross teams and, learning from each other and, maybe even mentoring each other, right, in return. Learning from one another. No, that's awesome advice. Thank you so much for that. And I know that we are celebrating International Women's Month, and I wanted to ask kind of what that means to you as a woman, especially a woman in tech and such a technical field.
Yes. So International Women Month to me is a tribute to the many remarkable women whose efforts, like because of whose efforts we are standing where we are right now. And it is a time to honor their sacrifices and their contributions. And not only that, you can learn from their journeys and get empowered yourself. For me personally, I feel it is a triumph being the first girl from my family to travel to a far off country to pursue her dreams. And I did not think much about it until I went back to India and saw that the girls junior to me in my community now have that hope that they can also fulfill their dreams just like I did. So I would say that being optimistic as to how far we have come in terms of growth and opportunities is great. But at the same time, we should also be realistic because there are still some issues which need to be resolved. I feel that there are issues related to gender pay gap in technology,
Right.
and also there are so few women who represent at an executive role or as a role model. So I think that these issues are needed to be resolved. And I also feel that not only representation is important, but what is important is that you value different perspectives, different opinions, and even different talent when you are together in a room. So I think like there's some work to be done in this area.
No, 100% no. That's a great answer. Thanks for sharing. And that's really, I mean, that's very impactful that you can actually inspire girls in India to pursue their dreams. That's awesome. Well, now let's move on to the technical side of things and talk a little bit about AI driven IP intelligence. I know that you're going to be talking about this at our upcoming meetup next Tuesday. So if you guys are tuning in from Miami, I hope that you guys could join so you could see the whole presentation. And we also have Michelle Cola presenting as well. She's awesome. She's another awesome woman in data. But maybe you could tell me a little bit more about the topic without revealing too much. And then what are kind of some of the biggest challenges when using AI in this field of intellectual property that you see? Because I'm sure there's like a ton of things.
Yes, sure. So I have been working with intellectual property data for a few years now, and intellectual property is everywhere. So it can be like a piece of music, a slogan, like an advertising slogan, a book, a new invention or a new formula. So these are all intellectual properties, but the most common categories which we deal with are trademarks, patents, copyrights, and trade secrets. And just like physical property, intellectual property is also needed to be protected. So it's primarily like a traditional field where analysts, whom we call subject matter experts, they analyze these data sets like trademarks and patents, and they create a report for our clients. And our clients are primarily the legal team from a brand or a company. So, what they are looking at is if somebody, for example, is infringing on their brand name, if they're using their brand name or similar brand name to theirs or not. So, these kind of reports been primarily done by the subject matter experts. But my team at Clarivate is trying to solve these problems using AI, and it's like an extremely interesting, challenging yet interesting field where we get to use cutting edge AI tools and techniques, especially in the field of natural language processing because it's
Mhm.
text based. And talking about challenges, I would say that one of the most important challenge is ownership of data, or ownership of data which you are
Yeah.
training your model on. So you might have heard of a lawsuit which Getty Images filed back last year on an AI image generator called Stable Diffusion, because Stable Diffusion was using Getty Images data for training their data set, and apparently Stable Diffusion's like really popular image generator. So just like that, we need to be extremely careful about what data set we are using, what is the source of data set, does your company own this particular data you're training your model on. And I would
Right.
say, yeah, and I would say that there is another challenge where, uh, unlike other industries, here you create an AI solution, but you want to show it to the client. And just like I said, the clients for the IP industry are primarily lawyers. They are really busy people. And you just created like a POC, proof of concept, and you went to them and they're coming back to you that to validate your solution like in months. So that's like a challenge unless you have that domain expertise yourself, or you use like the subject matter experts which are available at Clarivate, take their expertise. It's like sometimes difficult to get your solution vetted.
Right.
And yeah, just one more challenge I would say is, which is really interesting, is the metrics part of it, like a recall, precision and recall. So in this particular industry, you cannot afford to miss reporting on a data point where a client could miss winning a case. So you need to be like, in theory the recall should be 100%, but that's like always a challenge.
Right.
You have to accept that that's not going to happen, but we try our best not to disappoint our customers.
Yep. Nope. That makes sense. No, thank you so much for sharing those challenges. It sounds like fun though, like figuring all of that out, right? Because you have to solve all of these problems. And yeah, so if you want to see more, you come to the meetup next week. And it's going to be from 6 to 9. And I think you're going to be presenting at 7:15ish. So I'm really excited to see kind of the deep dive on this. And I have one last bonus question for you, Akanksha, and that is, what have you read lately that you find really interesting? And
Oh,
yeah, if you want to actually share the link after we finish, and then we could share it in the comment section. If there's something that you've read recently that stands out. If not, that's totally fine too.
yeah, sure. I read like a lot of blogs. I really like Medium blogs because they come right to in your inbox daily. But the latest thing which I read was like I really like this Stanford free online courses website. So I think it's online.stanford.edu,
Mm-hmm.
where there are free courses not only for AI for different domains. And the most interesting talk I just listened to last week was from a professor about GPT-3 and beyond. So that's also available. It's like they conduct regular webinars and they post those webinars on Stanford's website. So I think that's a really cool resource.
Cool. Yeah, we'll make sure to share it. Yeah, if you want to send it to, or if you just want to go in that doc and throw in the exact URL, we'll share it. And yeah, it was really awesome to chat with you today, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And yeah, it's been really nice to celebrate Women's Month, and we look forward to continuing the conversation and bringing the local data science community together. I'm really excited. So it's always like a treat, you know. So
Always. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Anna. And yes, see you next week.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a great rest of the week too. Everybody watching from other places. We'll make sure to come to other locations to do meetups too. So don't worry, we'll be in the city near you soon. All right. Bye guys.